Hello, Wanderlusters. Welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. We have an exciting episode today. Do you hear that in the background? Does it sound a little bit like a symphony? What does that have to do with today's episode? Well, you'll find out in a minute. But first, be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations, for sponsoring today's episode. Happy Wednesday, Nick.
Happy Wednesday, Will. Hello, winners.
Hello. So, why are we talking about the symphony in the background? Because we are talking about Symphony of the Seas, which is another ship that you've done. So, if you checked our previous episodes, you know Nick is on a mission. He is bound and determined to personally experience all the cruise ships on the major lines, so he can tell you firsthand about the experience. And he is on a pace again this year. We love it, and it just brings it to life for our listeners. But yeah, I know you were excited to chat a little bit about the Symphony of the Seas. I don't know, I've kind of got the Bittersweet Symphony in my mind from the 90s song, but no, we're talking about the cruise ship. Yeah. That video was so cool too. He's just walking through everybody.
I know. I know, that was a good video.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to talk about this one. That's one that I never did before, of course. Otherwise, we would have already had an episode about this. But the reason being is that it used to be only in Galveston in Texas and west side of the US. And now, starting I think end of last year, they start selling also from time to time out of Florida. So I wanted to make sure that that I'm able to actually experience that ship, because it was never an opportunity for me to do so out of Florida. And so I had an opportunity and I went on it like 3-4 weeks ago now. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about Explorer of the Sea. So this one is totally another class. Okay, so this one is part of the Oasis class, which is the same as, for example, Wonder of the Sea, that we already did an episode about this, and Utopia of the Sea, we did it like maybe a month or two ago as well. So it's a lot larger ship than the Voyage class from 2 weeks ago. So excited to talk about the differences, because there are some differences between this one and the other Oasis class that I already experienced. What I can say to start is that it launched in 2018. So it's a newer ship, capacity of around 5,500 guests in double occupancy, and around 2,500 crew members. So maximum 7,500 people on the ship. So it's not the Icon class, that's the largest one, but it's just the class under that in capacity size. So this is not just a ship, it's a destination with bunch of neighborhoods around. So we're going to talk about it.
Oh, love it. And this one you sailed out of Miami, correct?
Correct, Miami.
Yeah, on that one. And then what were some of the stops, just out of curiosity?
Oh, so it was a 7 nights. So I was in, Puerto Rico. So I never did that before either. I never been to Puerto Rico, so I was able to experience it. I'm glad I checked the box on Puerto Rico. We went to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic as well, which been a million time. And then Coco Cay, of course. Perfect day.
Have a perfect day.
Perfect day. So I went there as well. So it was a lot of time on the sea, which I personally love. If it was a sailing in the Caribbean where you can do 7 nights and you don't go anywhere, you just stay on the water, I would love that. Because I love to be on the ship. I love the casino to be open all day. That's just my vibe. And then going to a restaurant at night, watching a show, and then go back to the casino. But everybody are different. It's also cool to be at some stops because people are leaving and you have more time and more space for yourself on the ship. So there are pros and cons on both. But this sailing, since it goes further away from Bahamas by going to Puerto Rico, it's more time on the sea.
Got it. Yeah, that is kind of nice. And yeah, for those who follow us, they know that you prefer to stay on the ship because while everyone's at the port, you got the ship kind of run to yourself in a lot of ways. But this time you went to Puerto Rico. How long did you go off ship? Just out of curiosity.
I left at 10:30 and I came back at 3:30.
Okay, yeah, so about 5
5
hours. Yeah,
hours.
yeah,
Mhm.
good stuff, good stuff. So when you,
16,000 steps.
there you go, get those steps in. Yeah, yeah. So when you head to when you first enter, for Symphony of the Seas, any major differences versus some of the other royal ships, like the way you enter the foyer or anything like that?
Yeah, so it's very similar. The Oasis class have the same kind of entrance. So you
Mhm,
enter and you have you directly in the Broadway central ship style with all the restaurants, the like mentioned 2 weeks ago, the pizza place,
mhm.
the Irish pub, and all the stores. So you get in, it's like high ceiling. I mean, it's like 10 deck high, so it's very open and live music, balloons everywhere, people greeting you. You know, the Royal Caribbean are very good for all of that. So yeah, so that's the grand entrance. So I would say you have a very good first impression when you come in because it's huge.
Awesome, awesome. And given that it's kind of like in between, so between Voyager, what we reviewed a couple weeks ago, and then the Icon class now, like pretty easy to get around, elevators, like all that sort of logistics. Like it's obviously not as small as Voyager, but did you feel like you could get around pretty easily on the ship?
Absolutely. Very very easy to get around. The only problem, and it's one of the few issue I had on this ship. We were staying on deck number 7. All right. So there are like 5, 6 decks where it's only staterooms. Deck 7 in particular, I was staying just in the middle of the ship, like super midship. It could not be more in the middle. All right. On the balcony. And you have two choice to take the elevator. All right. They are kind of far from the room. So you need to walk, a few to get to the elevator. One side of the elevator you cannot cross from one side to the other of the ship. So there is a hole in the middle because of
Oh,
the way
yeah,
that it's made.
yeah.
And so if you don't take the right one and you are in the wrong side, which you get lost in a ship. Definitely when you are new to cruising or new to this ship in particular, we had a couple of times we were in the wrong lift, and then we get
Mhm.
in, we go, and then it's like you need to go back down or go back up, going on the other side, going back down. So that was the why the deck 7 have that configuration. I didn't understand because
Uh-huh.
the one side of the ship it was fine, the other side is not. So you need to know always which side you are, and when you do different activity in different deck, you seem to lost track of where you are on the ship, and so
Mhm.
you take the wrong elevator, and then you have to do the up and down or constantly. So I didn't
Right.
like that part, and I don't have that. I didn't have that experience on Wonder or on Utopia for that matter. So I don't know if it's just Symphony, but it's my first time experiencing this, and it was a deck number 7. So if you want to avoid it, avoid deck number 7.
Yeah, or call Nick Menard and Associates, and they can know these things and share it with you so that you don't have to find out the hard way.
Exactly. That's a good advice.
So, okay, so, easy to get around outside of the area that you mentioned on deck 7 and the way the elevators were set up. Again, if this is a listener's first time of hearing about us review a Royal ship, maybe give them the overall lay of the land on what they can expect on Royal with the food, the entertainment, and things like that.
Yeah, so I can give a breakdown first of the neighborhoods because I mentioned
Oh,
neighborhoods
right.
earlier. So
Mhm.
um, the first neighborhood is on every single ships. Definitely, Oasis is an icon. It's a Central Park. So Central Park. It's also in the middle of the ship. It's deck 6 or 8. 8 is deck 8, and you have it's literally a mini Central Park. So it's a lot of green. So they have trees, they have animals, fake animals everywhere, and it's literally walking around. And you have high end restaurant there, or specialty dining. I'm gonna come to that in a second. And you have some coffee, coffee place where you can take a coffee and sit down, and it's like you are in a park. So you don't feel like you are on a ship when you are in Central Park. Real trees and plants, open air in the middle of the ship. Okay. So the best way to say, you forget you're on the ship when you're there. Then you have the Royal Promenade. The Royal Promenade, it's a family friendly place at the aft of the ship where you have you have the carousel, which is very famous for Royal. You have a big carousel there when children can go on and stuff like that. You have casual dining. You have the sugar factory. You have the hot dogs, all day hot dogs. You can go buy hot dogs there. Oh no, it's included. And then you have Johnny Rockets. You have the sport bar over there as well. Playmaker, it's the name of the sport bar. And then you have the Aquadome. So this is something that it's extremely popular, and I will come up to that in a second as well when mentioning one of the show they have there. The best ocean views is there as well in the aft in the back. You have the Aqua Theater, like I mentioned. So it's a high diving show, acrobatics. This is a Vegas level entertainment at sea. Those are phenomenal. So they have that on Wonder and Utopia as well. So I was able to do those before. It's become very similar. They're all very similar. They all have different theme, meaning you have one who is like a kind of classic movie style music. You have one with the 80s, and this one is Hiro, Hiro. So it's Asian kind of atmosphere, like a kung fu kind of thing. But what the acrobats are doing are all very similar. So if
Okay.
you see a couple, it's similar, but I would still encourage everybody to go watch those shows because it's 50 minutes and it's very entertaining with very nice music. Make sure to reserve the Aqua Theater. They usually have 2 or 3 maximum, but I think it's 2 majority of the time per sailing, and it's packed. So you need to reserve on the app. Otherwise, you have to go in line of people who didn't reserve. And 10 minutes before the show, they let people go or to fill the open seats. But you will not get the best seat. So always try to reserve. Go there 15, 20 minutes in advance and sit wherever you want to sit. All right. Don't sit in front because you will get wet. The first 3, 4 rows get wet with this. So the children love to go, but you may not. So Symphony doesn't feel crowded neither. It feels segmented and intentional. So I really like that about Symphony itself. So definitely good. The other experience you have there are similar again than the other Oasis class, like Ultimate Abyss. So it's a total, the tallest slides at sea. So it goes from, I forgot the deck number, I think it's deck number 14, go down to the boardwalk, which is the place where you have the carousel and everything like that. And so you can take like a slide like this to go down. So it's fun, it's fast, and it's entertaining. You have the Flow Rider, the surf simulator. You have 2 of them on that ship. So both sides at the aft. You have a zip line.
I thought you were saying Flo Rida, like, welcome to my house. This is how it.
It's not.
No, Rider. No.
That's funny. So you have a zip line across the ship. It's not a long zip line. So it's literally just to get the experience. You go from one side to the other on the aft of the ship, but it's literally not far. But you're literally 10 decks high when you just drop between the 2 places. So it's good for people to experience that. If you never did a zip line and you want to do it once in your life, that's a great opportunity to go do it. You have, of course, a million water slide. One is called the Perfect Storm, which is pretty cool. It's like in a big, forgot how to say that in English. You can sit 2 to 4 people, and then you go down, and then it goes.
Yeah, like the rap type thing.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So you have a laser tag. You have an escape room. You have a lot of different things to do on the ship during the day. When you have a sea day, you will never get bored at all. So you could spend 7 days on the ship and not repeat a single activity, which is always good to be able to do.
Yeah, for sure. No, and the activities on Royal is just something that always stands out to me because they have a good mix of things. Like you mentioned, the Aqua Show is fantastic. I've always enjoyed that one. Not to give anything away, but it's amazing what some of these folks can do, and then yeah, with the acrobats and stuff. But one thing I forgot to mention, I actually really like that hot dog stand that they have near the carousel because they not only have hot dogs, they sometimes do like a Polish sausage or whatever, and you can put the
Mm,
sauerkraut and stuff on it, and it is free, like you mentioned. So if you get that kind of midday snack and you don't want to eat something too heavy, but you're not gonna be able to make it to dinner without eating something. I've always enjoyed that, and they have different things to put on, and they usually have some aside, I think, that you can get too, if I'm not mistaken, if I
yeah,
remember correctly. Mm,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's really really good. Talking about food, what you have as dining there. So it's same as the other. So you have the windjammer, the buffet, and you have the main dining room. Okay, so it's the same at everybody. If you don't, if you want to get more information, you can go 2 weeks ago. Explorer, I mentioned that more there as well. But the specialty dining, and where that's where surprisingly, because I'm never very high on the food on Royal in general. I think that's very average. Um, but not because of Royal. I think it's most of the contemporary cruise line. I never feel like it's like a wow effect. But Lord, this one was incredible. There is a specialty dining. It's called fine dining, and it's called 150 Central Park. It's on Central Park, of course. This is the best food I ever had on a ship
Really?
by
Alright, tell us
far,
more.
by
Yeah.
far. It was very high end. I mean, the quality, it's very, very luxurious inside. People who serve you, it's like you are in New York or those fancy Vegas places. So it's very high level of service. They have I will put some, you guys go on YouTube, you will see pictures. I'm sending that to the production company so they can put that in. But it's literally mind blowing. The meat was one of the best cooked meat I ever had. They had like things that I never ate before. I don't even know the name of it because the name made no sense. But I explaining, he said, okay, you should take that based on what you said. I had lamb, so I went 2 times. So I loved it the first time so much that I need to come back here.
Wow.
The dessert was outstanding. I forgot the name of it, but you can see it on YouTube. It was it was just outstanding. Everything from the appetizer to the end, and the 2 time I had similar but also different kind of dish, and it was all outstanding. I highly, highly, highly recommend to go there. It's an additional price. I don't know how much it was. I think it was like $80 per person. But it was worth every penny. Worth every penny. Outside of that, of course, you have the Chops Grill, which is the steakhouse. You have the Jamie's Italian, which is the same as Giovanni's on the other majority of the other ships. So it's Italian, like pasta and lasagna. You have Wonderland. Wonderland is pretty cool. I know you experienced it, I think, with your family. So it's very creative, experiential dining. The team is Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland. So it's pretty cool. They have Izumi, or do you call that? Izumi Ibachi Sushi.
Yeah.
That's a very popular one. If you want Ibachi, they only have two or three tables. So you better reserve in advance. It's the same price tag as 150 Central Park. Also outstanding. I tried that one, and it was very good. Not the level of 150, because 150 it's another
Yeah.
level, but it's
Yeah.
definitely a great Japanese cuisine, and teppanyaki or something. So you have that there. And finally, you have something I didn't try, but I talked to a lot of people who did, and they really liked it. Is something called the hooked seafood. Hooked
Oh, okay.
seafood. So
Yeah.
it's a New England style seafood restaurant, and it's apparently excellent. I didn't try it myself again, but I heard from different people at the casino who said that it's extremely good if you like seafood. So this is probably the best ship for food that I personally experienced. Um,
That's really cool. No,
yeah.
I haven't been to the 150,
Oh,
so
I,
something new for me to go to. So that's
oh
awesome.
yeah. I don't know if there are more ships than just Symphony, but I never saw it before personally. But if I see it again or if I go back to this ship, definitely go back there. That's
Well, we know
like
you'll be on another Royal Caribbean cruise at some point, so
oh
yeah,
no, I have already 4 booked,
yeah.
but I don't know if they will have the 150 Central Coast.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah, but I mean,
Uh,
you'll find out. You'll find out
yeah,
soon enough.
absolutely, absolutely, and and um and they have also the solarium. So I forgot to mention that I think in this episode, but there is a solarium um, in front of the ship, and it's an adult only place, which is always great. Well, they have different jacuzzi place, large jacuzzi and bunch of seats. And this solarium is not completely closed. So it's like partially closed with
Mm,
part in between completely open. So it's good for the wind. At first I said, that's sad. But actually it's good because when you sit down or lay down there, you have the wind
yeah, you get some
that's
airflow.
refreshing because it can get very hot in the solarium. So you
Yes.
don't have that. So it's pretty good. And then they have a solarium cafe restaurant. And this is open morning, lunch. When you are on sea. When you are at port, they only open for dinner, and it's a buffet like Windjammer, but higher quality. So you have less choices, but I really do like what they have there. So I highly recommend if you're someone who like to go only to the Windjammer, go to the Solarium buffet part, and you will be very very pleased with the food quality there. So and
Ah,
it's included.
that's a good tip. Yeah, a little uniqueness. So definitely different from Voyager from a few weeks ago, like with some of those
Mhm.
nuances that you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. You have the feel of Royal Caribbean in every Royal Caribbean ship you go to, but you have some singularities from ship to ship.
No, that's very cool. Very cool. Um, you're on a roll. You're listing some things that we haven't talked about before. What else? Anything else stand out from this ship in particular for you that you think would be helpful to our listeners?
Now, if you want options, this is unmatched. You have really like a lot of options. Okay, you can always do more when you go to Icon, for example, but it's perfect ship for families, uh, first time cruiser who want the wow factor. So maybe someone who want a first time, but also want to make sure that it's not the basic level. That's gonna be a good one. Groups, I saw tons of groups on these ships. So it's definitely something if you have a group of friends or family or you want to celebrate a graduation or a new job or whatever you want to do, definitely a ship for that. I would highly recommend that. And experience driven travelers always like that kind of ship. So I would say it's not ideal for people who want the higher level of luxury, ultra luxury seekers. That's probably not the good one. People who want extremely quietness, not that it's loud, but it can be loud. But extreme quietness, I would not recommend this ship. And people who are intimate, intimate cruise lovers, for example, I would not recommend that neither, because it's a lot happening. It's very important to plan your day properly. So again, open the app and then make sure to plan your day because you want to make sure that you have the tickets were free, but everything pre-reserved, so you don't have to do any kind of waiting time.
Mhm.
Um, I would suggest to really like explore all the different neighborhoods intentionally. You want to do duck hunting, like in Royal Caribbean, or if you
Yeah.
don't know, Royal Caribbean people put little ducks everywhere, and then all the children, even adult. Myself, I got 5. I think this the last cruise ship. I literally try to get to find those little ducks, and then those sometimes they are a little bit different, or you have the little Jesus in stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing that, and you can literally find everywhere. The only place that you cannot put them is at the Central Park, so they cannot go there.
Yeah, you can't put them
Um,
in the tree.
yeah, and you can mix busy day with more chill time. If you want chill time as an adult, if you don't have children, go to the solarium. It's very very chill. It's very
Yeah.
very chill. So yeah, so that's what I would say about the symphony. You know,
Yeah, the solarium is nice, to get that quiet space. Do they have the movie theater at night too, where they play a movie and you can sit out there and watch it?
outdoor
Yeah.
a screen. You don't have an inside
Right.
theater. I didn't see one on that one. Some royal ship have it.
Yeah.
For Irradiance had it, for example. That's funny because it's probably the smallest ship, but they did have it, but this one don't have it. But at night, you have like literally on the app, you can see at 7 p.m. they show this movie. Usually it's more for young Moana or something like that. And then at
Yeah.
9, they had like a couple of more scary movie.
Yeah.
So that changed twice a day. I think they do that. So
Yeah, because usually they have the smoking area. Because at night I'll usually have a cigar, and then you can watch the movie, and they got the bar right there, and then the cigar. So it's just kind of a nice if you're into that sort of thing, you can chill, have a cigar, and watch a flick while you're out, and you got
absolutely.
the moon shining on you, and hearing the waves. It's a nice serene atmosphere.
Yeah, and then when you sail away from land, so from the departure port in Miami in this case, or from Puerto Rico, or from DR, Puerto Plata, things like that. Always fun to go on top deck and just watch it. You have the best view. If you have a balcony on the right side, depending the side of the ship, you will be able to also have nice view. I have to say, going to Puerto Rico, I was on the Star, forgot
Starboard.
the name. Yeah,
Yeah.
Starboard, and it was the best view of Puerto Rico. The ship was turning just at the right thing, so I had the
Uh-huh.
view of the port, the fort that they have from Christophe Colomb back in the day, and I
Yeah.
was able to literally see. We were around it to go to the terminal, so it was exceptional. I could
That's
see
awesome.
like the whole fort from each side, like literally from the ship. People were waving at us because that big ship come, but you have people like visiting Puerto Rico or just tourists, and so
Yeah.
you were able to actually take the best picture. If you go on YouTube, you will see those pictures as I speak. So very fun when you are on the right side. Otherwise, you just go on the top deck and you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah. 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 No, Royal does it well. They fit right in that hearty middle, so to speak. They're not gonna be like the party cruise or the budget super cruise, but they're not gonna be luxury either, but you get a lot of entertainment options. Obviously, now you hear about the food, and some of the options available there and the layout, but, I enjoy Royal. I enjoy Royal quite a bit, actually, and,
Yep.
well, good. Good stuff. Any last tips for any of our listeners on when it comes to not the bittersweet symphony, but the symphony of the seas on Royal Caribbean?
Just call us and we can advise you based on what you. That's the beauty of this, is that you don't have to look for yourself. You can use us. It doesn't cost you a dime more to use us to book anything instead of booking yourself. It's literally not a dime more, and in most cases it's less. And so give us a call and we are able to help you find the best possible experience for your need.
Absolutely. So call Nick Menard and Associates of Dream Vacations and make sure you don't stay on the 7th floor on the wrong side where you end up having all the elevator stuff, which you would only get if you contacted Nick Menard and Associates of Dream Vacations. So that'll do it for this episode. Wanderlusters, hope you enjoyed learning more about Symphony of the Seas and consider it in your next cruise experience. And be sure to follow us on all the major platforms. We're on all of them. 2 for the Win. Check us out. Thank you for your patronage as always and listening to us. And we will see you next Wednesday. Take care.
Bye, winners.
There we go.